tip number 300 from the book 501 Contractor Tips. This is the first tip in the chapter on architects and engineers, and it is, what is an architect? And an architect is basically a licensed building designer. So some projects, some contractors even will have a license that will allow you to build up to a certain amount. I believe if you're a general contractor, you're allowed to draw the plans for a 3-story building. If you're an architect, I think you have unlimited. I can't think of anything you're not allowed to work on, but this might be, don't quote me on that, because I would imagine if you were an architect who only had experience in residential housing, single family homes, then you might not be allowed to build skyscrapers or bridges. But there are certain licenses that allow you to do this, even if you don't have the experience, mind you. But if you're going to build a 4-story building and you draw the plans, you take it to the planning department and they're not correct, they're not going to pass it anyway. So don't worry about that. There's a little bit of safety involved in that, I should say, hopefully. But an architect is basically someone who designs projects. You have a bare piece of land and you tell them, I'd like to have a 5-story building here. I'd like to have condominiums. Hey, I want to build a custom home. This is what I want. The architect's going to ask you a few questions and get started on the project and see if they can get you what you want. So the architect, I don't need to spend a lot of time on this. Most people do know what an architect is, but they don't know, and this is the key, a lot of people don't know that you don't need an architect all the time to build a house. You don't need an architect to build a 2-story home, something like that. So you can actually use a home designer. Now, I'm not saying again that this rule is effective everywhere. It's just not the case. You've got to check with your local building authorities, planning department, building department. These are the people who are going to get you started going in the right direction. If they tell you you can only build what you want to build with a licensed architect, then you're going to have to hire an architect.